After analyzing some of the biggest brands out there on TikTok and actually advertising and doing the content for some of these brands, I'm coming back at you with a little bit of a different video. I'm not going to talk about ads today. I'm actually going to focus for once on the organic side of things. So in this video, I'll be sharing a couple tips about how you can scale your e-commerce brand through TikTok organically first before you ever touch ads. My name is Justin and I'm the founder of Wizo Media, an e-commerce marketing agency specializing in elevating thriving brands by simplifying e-commerce growth. The first thing that you got to think about is you want to engage instead of aiming for conversions when you do organic content. So your goal with organic content is not necessarily to convert people. This will happen as a byproduct of you engaging your customers. The funnier you are, the more on trend you are, and the more on brand you will look, the more conversions will come from this organic side of things. So your goal with organic content should not necessarily be to get tons of sales. It should be to grow your audience and build a strong social authority profile. What we're doing at the agency is for most brands that we're advertising for on TikTok, we're gonna be repurposing that content and posting it organically. Though, again, this content is aimed at converting. Will this work organically, and can you post pieces of content here and there organically to sell out, right? Your new collection, new product launch, of course, it will work. All I'm saying is that if all of your content strictly is about selling, it might not work as well as if you also had content based on engagement. The main difference between that is call to actions. There might not be any call to actions on a video meant to engage. Whereas if you're doing something for conversions, there usually always is a call to action because you want to hook people first and get them to perform a specific action, which usually is something around selling. It's either selling, signing up for something, clicking somewhere. You get the gist of it. Whereas for the organic side of things, you might just be inviting them to give you a follow, check out your website. That might just be it, right? This is pretty much the only two call to action that you might be using on that front. For the rest of it, you just want to capitalize on trend, right? Very recently, again, at the time of recording this video, there was this trend of the corn guy. There was the corn kid who essentially, was basically eating corn, and then they did a song about that, and then it became like a very trending sound and style of video. A lot of brands capitalize on that. They made videos using their products instead of corn and saying, I basically, instead of saying like, I love corn or, corn, whatever that might be, they just post their products instead. And again, this is trendy, right? No call to action in there. It's just meant to engage. So be on trend and be engaging. Make people laugh, make them smile, make them feel good about something, or on the complete opposite, shock them or post something controversial if this is what your brand is about. And in both cases, you just want to get a reaction out of people, which is not necessarily buying. Now, the second thing, which is probably the most underlooked one, is consistency. It's you need to post at least 3 to 5 times a day at the start for many months to come, just to hope to see a little bit of growth within your account. And a lot of the time, you're gonna see these brands' follower count will go from this and then stabilize and then go like that again and then stabilize once more. Why? Because they're not consistent. They will be posting 3, 4, 5 times a day for maybe 1 month. They're gonna get a splurge of followers, 2,000 new followers, and then they won't post. They're gonna maybe post once every 3 days or so for the next 2 months, and then boom, motivation hits again, and then they start posting more. Look, you just have to stay consistent. Just like with fitness, if you wanna grow some muscle mass, if you wanna build muscle, you need to stay consistent. It's as simple as that. That's what people say. And then it's the same thing with a business also at the end of the day, right? If you're watching this video and have a business, the only way to succeed is that you keep doing the same thing every single day and slightly improving each time you do the same thing over and over again, right? The only people that get good is the people that, there's the saying about, the 10,000 reps that you got to put in. Same thing with content. Post 10,000 pieces of content and then see if you had any growth or not. Honestly, you could post the shittiest content on the internet and I can pretty much guarantee you that you're gonna get at least 1 follower after posting these 10,000 pieces of content. And I'm gonna reemphasize that one more time. You only need to stay consistent. You need to post. That's it. You could ignore all the other tips I'm sharing in this video and simply post consistently. Again, the worst content on the internet, you're still gonna get engagement, you're still gonna build a following, and you're still gonna succeed at building something valuable on TikTok. I'm saying that, obviously you wanna add a little hint of introspection and self-awareness when posting that content, right? If you're just posting the same stuff without improving every single day, then you're not really doing something right, but you get the gist of it. As long as you're paying attention to the stats, to the analytics, and doubling down on what works and staying consistent, it will work out for you. Next kind of topic I wanted to bring on is the personal aspect of things. Is a lot of owners are kind of afraid of building a somewhat of a personal aspect of the brands because, well, understandably, they don't want to be tied to the brands. They might want to sell or exit the brand in a couple of years, and they don't want their faces to be appearing everywhere with their products, which again, is understandable. Another way that you can actually personify the brand is through your in-house team or a team of creators. So that way you could actually hire content creators or social media managers specifically to make content for you on the brand. That way, your audience will see 1, 2, maybe 3 people just alternating, between the videos. They're gonna know that whenever they see these people, they're kind of tied to your brand. If ever something happens with one of them, you can replace them with a new creator, which is why I'm saying don't only rely on one person. Actually have maybe 2 or 3 people within your team that do the content. It will still add some personality to it. Have these people showcase your products, have them show behind the scenes. Also, if you can have at least one of these people within your office, physically or within your warehouse, that'd be great. They can show, packaging orders. They could show all the process in between, maybe the excitements, right? The holidays are coming up very soon. They could show the excitements of seeing all the orders come in. All of these personified pieces of content were great just to build engagement. And again, this is your only goal. Whenever you do an organic, you want to build engagement. You want people to feel closer to you. You don't want them to necessarily convert off the bat. This is like the first touch points that they see with your brand. And that goal, again, is just to create connection. And there's no better way to create connection than openly share more about your process and showing faces. People won't really connect with the brand itself. They'll connect with faces, right? Apple events, as an example, they're occurring, every single year there's the Apple keynotes. Yes, people are excited to watch the Apple keynotes, but they're more excited to actually see Tim Cook presenting that keynote. They're more excited to see all of these people within the team presenting that whole thing. It was the same thing back then with Steve Jobs, right? People were there for Steve Jobs. And the last thing I want to mention is that you just want to be on brand. That's something I keep talking about recently, but branding is so important. It might just be because I'm a graphic designer at heart. Again, my background is in design, so I love branding. I love to create a coherent brand image. But with that being said, I do think it's very valuable for a brand like you to still create that brand image. How can you do that? You could have similar content style for one. So some people are using a similar LUT or actually color correction. So all of their videos are actually edited in post-processing with a similar color correction that makes it so that their feed looks the same. So that way, again, when people kind of see their videos come by, they know mentally that this is associated with X brand. Or again, in a similar environment, there's a lot of these creators out there, not brands, but actually personal creators, which are creating content in their apartments or in their physical aesthetics. So the clothing that they wear in the morning, right? And that is some form of aesthetics. So as long as you have something that is coherent with your videos, that might work. So visual coherence. Then another one is through the sounds. So we have a brand at the agency. They're actually niche down in the 70s fashion space. And these guys, in all of their TikTok videos, they use a different 70s song. So that way, again, people can they know that the song comes on. It's one of these kind of throwback songs again, and it just associates a link with their brand. Are they reusing the same sound sometimes over and over again and trying new video concepts? Yes. That's TikTok for you. Your whole following is very unlikely to see all of your different variations of content, and you won't really bore them to death. And actually encourage brands and to try different variations of a similar piece of content, because that's what we're doing with ads, right? We might have the same background sound with 4 different styles of videos, essentially, with, again, the same music. We're running all these ads simultaneously. Chances are the same people won't see it twice. Same thing with your organic content. The algorithm is pretty smart, and you most likely won't be showing the same content to the same people. Or if you do, well, at least the concept is different. So that's pretty much it. Those are the commonalities that I've noticed across these thriving brands that are growing specifically with TikTok organic. Now, if you're an e-commerce brand owner watching this and you want somebody to take care of all of your organic content and UGC on TikTok, and or your paid advertising side of things, I invite you to click on the link in the description down below and book in a short demo call with our team. On that note, make sure you guys check out other videos on the channel for some more useful e-commerce marketing tips, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.